Kamala Harris holds a rally, and somebody in the crowd yells, "Jesus is Lord," and Kamala Harris' response was, "You at the wrong rally."
Again, we're not going to be gaslighted on this. We remember Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Now listen to me. For all you believers out there and Christians that believe in the Lord and believe in the Word, after hearing what came out this woman's mouth, if you still support this woman, woo, woo, the Bible talks about there's a place I prepared for you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to your weekly news broadcast, MoCo Resistance. My name is Cheryl Maldonado. Welcome you to another episode for this week. We are going to cover episode 34, which we have entitled "We Save the Republic or Lose It." It's simple as that. Today is November 3rd, year of our Lord 2024, and we are a couple days away from the big day, big Tuesday, big November 5th election day. So we welcome new listeners and viewers to the channel. We give you a big MoCo Resistance welcome, and to those that follow us on a weekly basis, welcome back. We want these episodes to reach all households in Montgomery County and also beyond. So it goes without saying that we are at a crossroads as a country, as Americans, as residents of this great country, and as residents of this great state of Maryland, and also residents of this great county, which is going down the tubes as we speak. You've seen the information, you've read the data, you've seen the data, you've seen the examples. We're not here to fearmonger anybody. We're here to tell the truth. We're here to circumvent the corrupt and biased mainstream media, especially locally, that have made it difficult for different voices, for independent voices, for the truth in journalism to be out there for the general public. So this is our effort to combat that bias, that propaganda that has resulted in the current situation we're in Montgomery County, and also beyond the county at the state level, and also in the country as a whole. So we're going to touch on the following. We're going to try, of course, talk about the big presidential race between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Then we're going to talk about the local races, Cheryl Riley going against corrupt deep state cabal, communist operative Raskin. Then we're going to talk about Neil Parrot and his campaign against April Delaney. And finally, we're going to touch on Brenda Diaz going against Apple ballot endorsee Zimmerman. So let's start with the first race, and of course the bonus round will be an interview with Cheryl Riley, where you guys will be able to hear her plans when she's elected, and the hurdles and the update on her campaign and everything you need to know about Cheryl Riley. So let's start with Trump. So the deep state, the people that are corrupt in both parties, the rhinos, the Uni Party, have been going against Trump hard in the last 3 to 4 years. So they've been pushing indictments. They've been pushing false accusation against him. They've tried to bankrupt him, and they've tried everything, including 3 assassination attempts. So it goes without saying that the country has woken up. The country is fully supporting Trump, and actually, I got my Trump hat last week, and I was wearing it everywhere. So, and that wouldn't happen, a few years ago, where if you if you put on anything Trump related or MAGA related, you will get some pushback from residents in public spaces. But the tide has turned. The tide is turning, and it's actually a good thing to see that Americans from all over the place are embracing the truth. And the truth is that Trump is the best choice to save the country, to save the economy, to save American lives overseas by stopping, by ceasing wars, by stopping the wars, by creating deals that avoids Americans going into war. So, and also the border. The first thing he'll do is close the border and deport all the criminals that have entered illegally into the country. So the choice is clear. The choice is very much a clear choice. It's between a person who wants to save America, and by saving America, he will be able to save the world, because America, the United States of America, it is the last standing beacon of light of democracy, of liberty. And if America is lost to the criminal globalists, then all bets are off, and you guys can kiss your freedoms and liberties goodbye. All right, so Trump has made a lot of effort in terms of bringing Americans together, and I've seen this. African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, Muslim Americans, every American from every color, every creed, every background is supporting Trump, because they know Trump is the real deal. Trump is the person who has had 4 years in office where we didn't have any wars, we didn't have inflation, where most Americans were able to take home most of their pay, and everything was great. And now we've seen 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration, and everything. I mean, you just have to look at your grocery bills. They have gone up exponentially, and the crime rate in our county, for example, has gone up the roof so much that people are getting immune to small thefts, small criminal activity. And of course, we have told you that the Democrats in charge at all levels of government, state, federal, and local here in Montgomery County, they are basically following the same playbook in terms of making sure criminals and crime is protected, and making sure that Americans, especially from the middle class, are squeezed as much as possible so they can leave, and so they can have only two social classes, them up top being rich and wealthy, and the working class being poor and highly dependent on government subsidies. So that is the fact on Mr. Trump. It's not. I mean, if you're a Democrat, independent, and a person who is undecided of who to vote for on Tuesday, I'm just going to ask you a simple question, and then the answer will lead you to your selection. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Are you happier in terms of being able to provide for your family if you're a parent? Are you comfortable being a college student where you can't find work in Montgomery County, where all the work is in Northern Virginia and in Washington, D.C.? I mean, we've shown you the data, we've shown you the information. The government leaders at all levels are Democrat, and they are not working for you. They are following a narrative, a plan to destroy the middle class, and ultimately they want to take over the country and implement their socialist agenda. And many people have commented that how can you say that the Democrats are Marxist? Well, I was at Bauer Park talking to Laura Stewart, and I said, "You guys are Marxist," and she didn't reply. She just nodded, and because they know it's true. And the people pushing the Democrat Apple ballot, for example, in all early voting locations, they're telling lies. I mean, you've seen the corruption. If you don't know, what's going on in MCPS and in the public school system, I urge you to watch the episodes where we talk about CASA, where we talk about MCPS, where we talk about the new superintendent, and when we talk about the financial malfeasance and the overall mismanagement of our school system. So it is clear as day that we are at a crossroads again, and you need to vote for Republicans. That is the way we save the country. That is the way we save the state, and that is the way we save the county. So next, we'll talk about Cheryl Riley. We'll interview her in a little bit. And just to give you a little foreground, well, Cheryl Riley is going against Democrat Jamie Raskin, the extreme left Marxist who is a treasonous congressman who spews lies and is very extreme, who wants to rewrite the Constitution, who wants to take away your liberties, who wants to send your tax dollars overseas nonstop, and who doesn't care anything about Americans. He is the part of the Democrat Party who is part of the mindset from the Civil War that wants to destroy the country. And he recently said that if Trump wins, he is going to push for Congress not to certify the elections if Trump wins. So that's Jamie Raskin. So we'll talk further about Cheryl and her campaign. Okay, now we're going to talk about Neil Parrot. He is running for Congress. He's going against April Delaney. I give Neil Parrot kudos for stepping up again, for never giving up, for pushing forward, and the way he handled himself in terms of his platform and exposing the lies and basically the propaganda from April Delaney is marvelous. It's a great thing to see. Neil Parrot is a professional with private sector, public sector experience. He brings to the table high IQ, very competent professional, and he brings a lot of ideas. And I was happy to hear his platform, and we invited him to the channel, but he's been busy, so we understand and wish him good luck. But please consider voting for Neil Parrot. He's going to bring common sense, and he's going to address the issues like open borders. He's going to address the issues on the economy and bringing back jobs to America. So props to Neil Parrot, and wish him good luck in his campaign closing, and please vote for him on Tuesday. And finally, we're going to talk about Brenda Diaz. She's running for Board of Education, and she is a stout, competent, bright professional who has more than 20 years of experience in education. I don't know if you have had a chance to watch her debates with other board member candidates, but she stands out because she's actually had experience in at all levels of education: elementary, middle school, and high school, and she brings back very common sense. She wants to return education back to the core subjects. She wants to protect the rights of parents, and she wants to focus on elevating the math and the reading scores of students at MCPS. And this is a huge change from what we've seen in the last 10, 20 years out of the Board of Education. Once Montgomery County had the best school system in the area, but now it is basically last in every category: reading, science, math scores, and people are not moving to Montgomery County because of education anymore. It's sad to have a county that embraces the sanctuary status and it doesn't care about education. And those who are running against Brenda Diaz, Natalie Zimmerman, she's an Apple ballot endorsee. And again, if you've been living under a rock in the last 2-3 years, you don't know that the Board of Education and MCPS have been involved in corruption, have been involved in financial malfeasance, have been involved in many inappropriate activity that has undermined the education system, has undermined the rights of parents, has undermined the quality of education our kids should be getting, because we are one of the richest still counties in the country. And so as of late, Brenda has suffered something negative, actually a racist action by the county council president, Andrew Friedson, where she was taking part of giving a testimony, a 3-minute testimony, and her mic got cut off. So right now you'll see how this Montgomery County Council president has basically infringed upon her constitutional rights, First Amendment rights. And I'm sure Brenda is thinking about legal action because they are being exposed. The Democrats, the extreme left, communist, socialist, Marxist Democrats are being exposed at every level, and residents are waking up to this fact. But we're still fighting the local media sources that keep protecting and working for the Democrats in the county. So I urge you to consider Brenda Diaz for a Board of Education. She brings an independent and fresh platform to start fixing our broken education system. Our education system is in crisis, and we need new ideas and a new platform, and so we can start getting our house together in terms of our education. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and give you our last part of the episode 34 interview with Cheryl Riley. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another weekly broadcast, MoCo Resistance. My name is Harold Maldonado. Today we have the privilege of having one of our own candidates running for Congress, Cheryl Riley. Hello, Cheryl.
Hello, Harold. Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks
so
for having me.
yeah, no problem. Right off the bat, are you part of the resistance?
Heck yes.
Well, we're 2 days away from the big day, and a lot of things have happened. I've seen you everywhere. You've been in the community, fairs, parades, you name it, you've been everywhere. So how's the campaign going? And I guess you have a few a few minutes of downtime today, but how has your campaign been going?
It's been going really well. I say that sort of with air quotes. My campaign has been different than most, because I have 2 powerhouses running that were given all of the manpower and all of the backing. So it's pretty much been myself, a campaign manager, who actually my first campaign manager left to go work with one of these other powerhouses that I support. They're in my party. I absolutely understand that their odds are better. But he actually left to go work with one of them, and I love him. He's still a great person. He'll always be a friend. But anyway, and certainly given that I'm running against Jamie Raskin, so it's an automatic shadow ban. And I don't know if anybody's ever paid attention to that, because it's always, oh gosh, nobody's going to beat Jamie Raskin.
Yeah, so
Carol, you know me, and I don't
yes.
operate like that. And I'm sick of that rhetoric the Republicans have allowed it to happen. The Democrats ate it up. The independents are the ones now that are going, wait a minute, why? They're like with me. And a lot of Democrats are with me. And certainly a lot of Republicans this year are with me, because things have gotten so out of control. And they are finally looking at Jamie Raskin going, who does vote for him? I don't like him.
Exactly. So the first thing that I wanted to comment is, first of all, thank you for running. I think what you just said is basically what the normal thing is in the county where you have a county controlled by Democrats by polit-
Radicals.
yes, political
They're not
establishment.
Democrats. They're a whole different breed.
Exactly. So, and for you to be running against this person is, talks volumes about you, your character, your dedication, and your, selfless dedication to what's right. So, no, thank you. And on behalf of the 1.1 million residents in the county, because we are facing a dire situation right now. I mean, everybody who's listening to this podcast, to this episode, knows exactly what we're going through as a country, what we're going through as a state, and of course as a county where crime is running rampant. The county council is not doing anything. Our representatives in Congress are not doing anything, and they're just feeding the machine which is full of corruption and criminal activity up top. So, pushed you to run for this office aside from just being a hard-nosed patriot?
I'm actually just one of the people, and as you know, in 2022, I ran for county council, as did you, and we saw things going further downhill 2 years ago, and we knew exactly what direction our county, which has been completely captured. So think about it. In our county, we don't have one representative that is not part of the radical Democrat, same party ruled machine. Not one representative. And this is Montgomery County. We have been completely captured by the radical left. So I threw my hat in the ring then. And my motivation then was the fact that I had moved back to Montgomery County, where I was, where I grew up. My father and his 5 siblings grew up. I have aunts and uncles, cousins, grandparents grew up here. This is my home. And when I decided to move back about 12 years ago, I started noticing how different it was. And it wasn't so much the people. I still love the people. I mean, I love living in my community. I just, I do. I love the people in my county. Of course, there are bad seeds, but that's everywhere. But for the most part, we aren't divided like the leadership tries to create this, the leadership is the problem, period. So I decided to run for county council. The final straw was after the mandates, COVID, all of that. My niece died of a fentanyl overdose. And we have open borders, which Jamie Raskin applauds. Let in anybody. We don't care. We're not going to vet them. Let in murderers, rapists, con artists, carjackers. It's unbelievable. And drugs. And so my niece, unfortunately, fell victim, like so many. And there are many people that are just too heartbroken to even talk about it. Everybody in this county, I guarantee, knows somebody, or somebody in their family or coworker, someone that has lost someone to the fentanyl crisis and the drug crisis. Now, that 100%, the uptick has been tremendous because of our open border policies, which the radical left fully supports. So my niece, they found the person, the dealer that sold her pure fentanyl. Yes, she was unfortunately a drug addict, but we as a family have been trying to help her for 15 years. Anyone that's dealt with addiction, it's a horrible beast. At least we showed her love, compassion. We tried everything we could to help her and support her. And she would never have taken pure fentanyl. No addict would willingly do that. But they caught the dealer because of the and this is I can't even. It's hard for me to even talk about. The detectives, the Montgomery County DEA, spoke to me and my family and said, we found this person. We wanted to charge him with murder. However, we can't due to the restrictions in Montgomery County. So Montgomery County has some of the most feckless restrictions that protect criminals probably in the country. We are the epicenter for progressive failure at every level by these radicals. So not only could they not charge him, they could not even inform the county that he lived in, his name. So I don't know if he's still out there. I don't know how many people he's killed, but this is our radical Dem leadership. So when I ran for county council, I lost, of course, the machine. The machine has it down pat. Nobody's held them accountable. Dare I say, everybody's included, the Board of Elections, our Attorney General. Who's watching? They're
Yep.
watching themselves.
Yeah.
So flash forward to this race. I was thinking about, when I ran for that, it really sparked something in me, in that I was relating with people because I wasn't a pompous type of politician, which I will never be. I never want to be called a politician. I consider myself to be a civil servant, period. And that would be my goal, which we don't have. We don't have one civil servant actively working on our behalf. And I was thinking about running again in 26 for the county council, because I'm watching them fail every single day, mocking us. Things have gotten so out of control. All they can do are declare proclamations every 5 minutes and do photo ops. And to me, that's just sickening when people are dying on the streets, and the time it took them to do a photo op. They've probably lost 5 people to violence, to rape, to everything they say they stand against. Certainly with women. Women are being raped daily and assaulted daily. Children are being groomed daily. Children are being trafficked daily. Yes, in our county, much like the US, because we are a sanctuary county. So I was sitting there and I saw Jamie Raskin's mug on X, with his, buddies, probably the bureaucrats, that his donors, standing next to him as he was filing again, like it was no big deal. He's got it in the bag. And something inside me said, you need to run against him, period. I called my father. This was the day before the deadline. I called my father. God, it was like 10 o'clock at night. And I said, Dad, am I crazy? But I want to run against Jamie Raskin. He said, I'm driving you first thing in the morning. Let's go.
Yeah.
So we drove, and I filed the very last day, and I did not look back for 1 second. I did not listen to one person that said, you don't have a chance. I actually stood up to them and said, you don't know that. You don't know
Exactly.
So right now.
So one of the things that listeners and viewers should know is one of the reasons why our state, and the whole country writ large has been infiltrated by these radical Democrats is because of the media. I mean, right now, Cheryl should have been in all local media sources, ABC, Fox 5, local news, the MoCo show, everything. But this should tell you that there's a machine behind the Democrats. There's a machine that is part of this corrupt and compromised Democratic political establishment in the county. And this is what Cheryl is going against. And kudos again to you for doing that. And this should wake up every person. And yes, I've heard in this year, ever since you started to run, people are getting are noticing things. Hey, in the app next door, you hear horror stories about crime rising, car thefts, home invasions,
Pets being stolen.
exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
It's clown world out there.
So and I don't know if you remember, in 2022 we told everybody, hey, the reason we're running is because these guys, these Democrats who are running in the county council, They are drunk on power and they want full control and they're scared and they put out everything, everything. And we said if they win, they're gonna everything will become worse. Education, the economy, local businesses will start to shut down, and that is what is happening. I mean, it's sad to say, but we called it, and again, it's something that residents should see around them. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Independent, or a Democrat. Right now, you should know that the reason why things are bad, not only in our county, not only in our state, and or not only in the country, is because we've been controlled by Democrats all all over the place, especially
Radicals.
yes,
I have
and
nothing against Democrats because I have Democratic friends.
yeah.
Um, they are seeing that their party has been taken over.
I mean,
Oh, they're not even they're homeless. Like they're in a void. They don't know what to call themselves.
yeah, a
I'm a
lot.
Republican, but I'm more of an American, if that makes any sense. Um, so we're seeing a huge shift. People are paying attention. I've had many people, I mean, I literally get calls every week from constituents. Every week I get calls. I've probably spoken to more people than Jamie Raskin has in 8 years. And many of them are Democrats. And they say, I really can't probably vote for Trump. We're not a swing state. Godspeed, vote for whoever you want. That's my philosophy. But you know what, Cheryl? I'm going to vote for you. So to me, that says, the fact that people call us, the citizens, the residents of Montgomery County, they're all, woke blue. No, they're not. They are
Exactly.
not.
Exactly.
And
No,
they haven't been for a while. We
and
just have a machine that leads that rhetoric to make it appear that way.
yeah,
They're
it's a
not. So
it's a narrative.
the narrative.
It's a reality that they've created, and that reality is false. You are correct in saying that.
And it's the leadership. I'm telling you, the people are amazing. It is the leadership. And yes, there are a few people that will just never stop believing Rachel Maddow or MSNBC and think that someone like me is a racist, a white supremacist, a devil, because they've completely been blindsided and they haven't been given the opportunity to see the reality of what others think. So in my race, you were mentioning the media. They didn't even mention my race. So, and that's how it's done. Like Jamie gives them a wink and a nod, how it's always been done. And to give the impression, a lot of people said to me, I didn't even know he was running again. They think he's just in
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's just
He's
Jamie
a
Raskin.
placeholder, and
He's
he's
a
going to be there.
placeholder. And the media were given their orders and they did not even mention my race. If they had mentioned my name, that would have been fine. I didn't even need to be interviewed, but not one mainstream media, NBC4, Channel 7, Channel 9, Fox 5, here in our district, in our area, in the DMV, not one. I have been getting calls though for where are you going to be election night?
And
It's just ridiculous. And to me,
uh,
the fact that Jamie Raskin A gets paid to run for office, right? He's getting paid by taxpayers to run for office. I believe his staff are his volunteers, so he's not paying for volunteers. He doesn't need them. He's got a staff. He can just say help, but he's not campaigning. He has no platform, and he gets airtime. He gets free airtime, which should be, and I believe it is, an FEC violation.
correct.
So the violations are through the roof with Raskin right now as
No,
far as
no
airtime.
rules for thee, not for me, right?
Right.
So yeah. And did you ever get a call from WTOP?
No,
And did you get a call from O'Connell, the conservative?
I was on Larry a long time ago.
Hmm.
I believe after I first filed, Larry O'Connor had me on, but Vince, no. Dan Bongino, nope. Again, it's the mentality of when you have the Hill saying you have a 99% chance of losing. We're Americans.
Right. Exactly.
I'm one of you. Listen, Democrats, independents, Green Party, Republicans are relating to me. And I'm
Yes.
only saying that because they're seeing in me a fairness. I want justice for all. I I I segregate no one. I don't care who you are. I will represent you. I will listen to you. I will hear your concerns and your problems. I don't care. I don't care what background you come from, what religion you are, what color you are. I'm here for everyone. I've been like that my entire life, and that's what we need here in Montgomery County. I'm not going to be throwing out the fact that we are so diverse. We have enough of that because it draws in negative rhetoric and segregates us into little boxes. Enough. We are all Americans. We are all MoCoians, if that's a word. We live in Montgomery County. People that live here love living here for the most part. And especially criminals now who love living here because they have no, the radicals have decimated our police force to the point where criminals literally, it's a heyday for them. They don't care.
Yeah, and so when I think of your opponent and the things he has done in the last 4 5 years, let alone the last 2 years, is really concerning because he's not working for the interests of U.S. taxpayers. He's signing on to send money to Ukraine, to the Middle East, et cetera, et cetera, and he has no concern of what's going on in like you said earlier. Not a lot of people, I mean, they know about him, but have they seen him? Have they seen him address local issues? I don't think so. And
Well, first of all, he's been in office for this is his 8th year.
yeah,
So he wants a 5th term. And secondly, he has voted against the best interest of the American people every time. Go look at his voting record. The one of the votes I saw, and I could name many. I'm just not going to bore you because they're all anti-American stances. If it's for war, he's funding it.
yep,
Ukraine, he's funding it.
yep.
But one of the things that really got under my skin, because remember, these radicals claim to be for women and children and protecting them. They're such hypocrites. One of the bills that were up, it actually passed, thank goodness. I don't recall the name of it or the bill number, but it essentially said we will be allowed to deport illegals that come into our country and commit sexual crimes against women and children, essentially. So rape and assault, rape against minors. These are kids and women. What is Raskin and the radicals talk? What do they talk about all the time? Protecting women and children, and they're not. He voted no on that bill. He doesn't want protection. I guarantee, and this is where the media is so complicit, it makes me sick. And let me tell you, I've worked with the media for almost 30 years. I know the media. This is not normal media in any way, shape, or form.
They're bought and paid for.
This is a biased, one-sided media that is literally harming the public by omitting facts. So do you think that people would vote for Jamie Raskin if they knew that he didn't care if someone raped their daughter, assaulted their wife, and still got to stay in our country?
In addition to that, he was part of the January 6th committee that basically lied to the American public. And okay, so they found all these evidence, right, against Trump and his followers and whatever. And they said they had a strong case,
No, they
against.
didn't. And no,
Yeah, no,
they did
but it
not
was
find
all
it.
false. It was all made up.
It was totally
But
made. Well,
but it
he also it was an election denier himself in 2016. It was Joe Biden that said to him, no, he didn't have the stature at the time. So Jamie Raskin's claims were denied by Joe Biden, Senator Joe Biden, in 2016. But yeah, January 6th. And let me tell you, Jamie Raskin comes from a communist background. It's out in the open. I'm not being salacious. He comes from a communist background. This is a man that has strategically his entire life set the stage to be exactly where we are right now. He has studied the Constitution. He's a constitutional law professor. People have called me that have been in his class. People have called me that have known him. People have called me. It's unbelievable the things that I've heard. I'm not that evil person who's going to start spreading things, A, that I can't verify, but B, things that just broke my heart. But people should know. But at the end of the day, I'm not that person to be that evil. But he has been preparing to literally remove our very constitutional rights, step by step, piece by piece. His father was a communist. And look at his MO, professor, law, father was a communist. We have at least 7 people that should not be in our government that have that exact same MO. And they're on a mission. And he is on a mission. So when a sitting House member calls for civil war among American people, that does not sit well with me in any way, shape, or form. I'm 1000% for the safety of American people at all costs, for the safety of residents of District 8, for the safety of illegal aliens who have been brought here against their will for human trafficking and other purposes by the cartels, to make money for profit. I want to make sure that when we start deporting the criminals, which everybody should agree, if you've got a murderer, they need to go. If you got someone that rapes women, they need to go. On that list, I want to make sure that we protect these women and children. First, we find the children, because there are apparently 300,000 missing, which should break everyone's heart, and help them any way we can. And if that means helping them stay in this country for safety, I'm all for it. Because it was against their will. It was due to radical leftist policies and ideologies to bring in people or allow people in. But people got caught in the mix, and now we have coyotes bringing children over the border. We don't know where their parents are.
Exactly. And I want to make this abundantly clear to everybody. Cheryl's running against the most darkest, most corrupt, most criminal political operatives that are in Washington, D.C.
He's strategic, and he's an architect of chaos.
Yes, he's part of the swamp. He's part of the deep state, and you don't have to, I guess, take our word for it. Just look at what he has done in his tenure as a congressman. He has not been America first. He has been working for the globalists. He has been working for the military industrial complex, and this is his opponent. A patriot who will work for you, who will stand up against the interests that go against the American people, and of course everybody in District 8. If you had a message for people that don't know you in District 8, and that this was the first time that they've watched you or listened to you, what would you say to them?
My main reason for doing any of this, I don't need applause. I don't need thanks. It was literally a calling. And also, as one of the people, one of you, I struggle financially. I go and I have to, I can't afford the groceries that I used to be able to afford. I'm looking over my shoulder, walking into my building late at night, or walking my dog at 11 o'clock at night. I pity the person that ever tries to harm me, mind you, because I'm a feisty little thing. But I'm here to show people what a real representative does and should be. And that is what they're doing now. Like, I feel like I already am the representative, people calling me. And they could be the tiniest little issues to most, but to them, it's important. So I want them to be heard. And I can't tell you how many people have said, it just feels good to even have somebody that heard what I said, that could be off in one day and maybe address that. Or I know I've spoken to you before. I can call you again. I definitely have I'll have an open door policy. The house will be your house as well. And again, I'm not here to discriminate against anyone for any reason. If you're a decent person who's not harming others and you're not demanding of others to change their lifestyles, to change their quality of life, I'm here for you. I'm here to make you safe. I'm here to help you prosper. And I'm here to put America and people first every single time, no matter what.
Well, if I were an independent or a Democrat or someone who is undecided, I would definitely, look at your platform, listen to you, and I would be very interested in knowing more about you, and I would be inclined to vote for you on Tuesday if I was, an independent or neutral, whatever, because the country's going down the wayside. Our county is going to, the wayside, and people are sick and tired. Not only you, me, and millions of Americans are having a hard time with the rising prices and the government telling us the economy is doing great. It's not doing great. It's bad. We're basically in a recession right now, and people need to wake up. So this has been Cheryl Riley running for Congress, District number 8. She's going against the deep state cabal,
Communist.
corrupt communist Jamie Raskin, who wants to destroy the Constitution. He basically is calling for civil war because he said even if Trump wins on Tuesday, they're not going to certify the votes, and he will have to ask for civil war conditions because the Trump supporters are going to get upset. So this is the kind of
So he's
person.
inciting violence as a sitting member of Congress.
Exactly.
He should be
And
expelled.
yes,
Period.
and
He should
this
be
is coming.
ineligible to run. I should have won this race already due to that remark.
Yep, exactly.
Anyway, my heart is in this. In fact, my logo on my materials, my campaign materials, is a heart, because that's me. I'm all heart. And that may sound corny, but anybody that knows me, people that have met me, they're giving me hugs. I mean, it's just, I feel that people are actually seeing something in me that they feel will genuinely take care of them. And that's what I'm about. Jamie Raskin, you know what his symbol is? Did you ever notice? It's been plain as day. He has the red star on his sign.
Yep, that's a communist symbol.
That's a communist symbol. It's been in our faces the entire time. And I know I sound conspiratorial, but I'm sorry. I've been right too many times. If you and I had won office, we probably wouldn't be in this position, except we'd have to deal with Jamie Raskin.
Exactly. Well, Cheryl, thank you very much for your time. I know you're busy. You're super busy. Good luck with the remaining last hours of your campaign, and good luck to you on Tuesday. God bless, and keep fighting for America.
I will. Thank you so much.
Well, that has been episode 34. We thank you for watching. And again, this is a very important time in history for our country. We urge you to vote Republican, because the Democrats have been in charge in the county for over 40 years. They haven't been in charge of the state for 4 years now, and you're seeing the results. And of course, the Biden-Harris administration has basically taken upon themselves to destroy the purchasing power of all Americans. The economy is tanking, and the information you get from the Biden administration and its government offices is basically you can't trust them. They're saying that the economy is great, that unemployment is 4.1%. I'm sorry, but I'm an economist with with over 25 years of experience. I work for the federal government, actually analyzing the economy and giving them information as to help them, write policy. And the economy does not have a 4.1 unemployment rate. I'm sorry, that is completely false. So I've seen this in third world countries where the leading government administration cooks the books. So basically, they're cooking the books and they're revising their economic data, their unemployment data every 3 months. So, and as of October, they've unemployment, the job creation number for October was negative for the first time. So the Build Back Better that is not working at all. We are at the midst of two choices. We either start saving the republic, or we lose it forever. And if we lose it forever, you can kiss your liberties goodbye. You can kiss the Constitution goodbye. And this is not an overstatement. This is a fact that has been going on for many years, and this is where we are right now. And this is one of the reasons why we created this channel, in order for you guys to have the correct and right information. I mean, you can go to Twitter, you can go Telegram, everywhere. People are leaving the Democrat Party in droves because they're realizing that they've been lied to. So, fellow Americans, thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Kamala Harris holds a rally, and somebody in the crowd yells, "Jesus is Lord," and Kamala Harris' response was, "You at the wrong rally."
Again, we're not going to be gaslighted on this. We remember Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Now listen to me. For all you believers out there and Christians that believe in the Lord and believe in the Word, after hearing what came out this woman's mouth, if you still support this woman, woo, woo, the Bible talks about there's a place I prepared for you.